What would the size be for the salmon, Donald?
Um, Most likely asparagus and probably a mushroom risotto.
Really?
Yeah.
Mushroom risotto. Now, I'd like to think about it is, describe how you would make the mushroom risotto, because I ain't never heard of that.
My people in the back. But,
Shout out for all the people in the back that's trying to eat healthy.
The risotto is a fancy type of rice that you take. It's a process of cooking. You have to cook it with butter, oil, wine, and you slow cook it with a wooden spoon. Then you cook it and you put it in the oven with some bay leaves and cook it again. So it's like a slow cooked rice. It's a rice that you really have to pay attention to cooking it, or it'll mess up.
Right. T-Rex.
Yes.
Bring out the lions for that risotto. Bring them out. Bring the.
I wasn't ready, you know.
I know.
Lions.
But the thing about it is, I think they a little bit hungry. You know, I'm not feeding them humans right now, but I'm not. You know, they probably want to eat that risotto. Yep, the lions want to. Kizzy, you remember that sound, don't you? Yeah, the lions want to eat that risotto for real. They love it. They love that risotto. So the thing about it is, any con man or crook or anybody else like that, if I ever catch you doing wrong, then you will hear that roaring sound. That means your behind is going to the LINOS, the Lions, and they ain't from Detroit. They from the hood. These are the hood Lions. They got guns, sticks, bricks, all kinds of knives and whatever, pitchforks. I don't know what else they got. They got switched. The lion. I think my lions got switchblades the last time you saw.
From the concrete.
Coming to kick you. Donald, you said restaurant. So, would you like to see more? Like they do have the restaurant loans available, things of that nature, to get restaurants back in your feet. So, you like to see more? Like, would you like to see more culinary in Ward 8? You know.
Yes. You know, because it's called culinary arts.
Mm-hmm.
So we call ourselves the art district. It'd only be right that we have some great restaurants around our district.
What's the favorite thing that you love about Ward 8?
The people. We have some great people in the community. Yeah.
Shout out to the people of Ward 8. You know, you shouting them out. So, your Ward 8 is a diverse community. So, how would you appeal to everybody? You know, young African American man. How would you appeal to everybody?
Just being honest, just being open, you know, being an open book, not afraid to make mistakes, not afraid to be a human being.
Mm-hmm.
I just think running on things like that basis should help me, you know, everybody can relate to somebody like me. I've been, especially coming from where we coming from. You know how hard it was to not have kids out of wedlock? You know how hard it was to find a wife that you've been married to for almost 15 years? That's something that, you know, that doesn't happen in the black community. It doesn't happen. You don't see it often. So, you know, I feel that, you know, I've done things like that for the youth to look up to me and say, he can do it. If God can do it, we can do it too.
Right.
We're coming from the same place. I'm not above anybody in my community. And I am a product of my community. And I feel I'm the best product the community has right now to be city council person.
All right, so I'm gonna bring up this question. So I call it the NDI question. What would you do if you lost? Would you support the count that won, or would you still do what you have, or would you run again?
You know, it's a marathon for me. So they call it a city council race, but I was really running a marathon the whole time I got in. I'm not stopping. This is my passion. This is something that has to happen. I will be the leader of my community eventually.
So when I first saw you years ago, this is not the last, and I said it myself. This is not the last we're going to see of Mr. Donald Boyd, because he's gonna be here around.
Yeah, I stay up late at night about this right here. This is my passion. This is what I need to do for the city of Cleveland. I'm here. I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. I'll run till the wheels fall off if I have to. But it's like that.
Will wifey be upset, or will she support it still?
No, she's gonna support it. You know what I'm saying? Because she has a position she would like to play once I become city council member. You know, so it's a team effort. Everything I'm doing right now is thoroughly ran past my wife. It's nothing I'm not doing that she don't know and on board with. one of the reasons why I'm running for city council. She allowed me the time and space to find myself.
That's love. That's black love.
So beautiful.
That is beautiful. Black love is beautiful. Love's all right. That's I love it. I mean, the reason I'm feeling that right now is because you said how long y'all been married?
14 years.
14 years. Y'all got how many? Y'all got 3 wonderful children.
Yes, we do.
And you are setting the example of an African American man raising his family in the inner city, and you are a rare breed of brother.
Thank you.
And the thing about it is like you are, stuck it out doing everything else. And what do you think about how can people donate to your campaign again? Because I know we got to leave and wrap this up.
www.boydforwar8.com. That's my website. There's a donation link on there, a volunteer link on there. Just give back. I need it. I'm up against a powerhouse who's been councilman for 46 years. And, he's well established. So in order to beat him, I'm going to need my people to come out. I'm going to need a grassroots campaign. I'm going to need people who haven't been involved in politics to come out and get involved. People say they won't change. Let's make it happen.
All right. So, is it like, so that pretty much, what's that website again?
www.boydforwar8.com.
Okay. Any shout outs you want to give to anybody before we get out of here? You better give a shout out to the wife.
Yeah, she watching, so, shout out to my family, my kids, my wife, just for sacrificing for this, for this time being. It's been real. I tell everybody, like, I have a past. So, one point in time, I was the guy in the neighborhood, and I didn't feel a threat, or it wasn't a threat on my life until I became a politician, trying to get in politics. That's when I said, wow, this is real right here. The guys in the neighborhood don't send death threats, but the people, the political people do. So it's been tough.
Whoa. Back up just a second. Somebody sent you a death threat?
I've been getting them threats for years now.
When you started to run?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Not beforehand, I haven't none of that. But when I was trying to run.
We got to bring you back but talk about that, bruh. We gonna have another election thing. Like, do you think it's from some of your opponents?
No. I don't think it's from my opponents. I just think some people in that community has been embedded in so long, they just don't want it to change at all. Right. So they're gonna do anything to stop the change. But look, I got a story that's real funny.
Go ahead. We got some time. You got
a story about that. So when our brother Nipsey Hussle passed away, my son came to me and he was like, Dad, I want you to go back to cooking food. Because when you try to change things in the community, people kill you for that. And I'm like, wow. That my son had saw the Nipsey Hussle thing play out. It was like, Dad, listen, step away from that politics because you can lose your life by doing that. Go back to being a chef. You know what I'm saying? So these are the conversations I have been having in my household just to be a part of this political process.
Wow. So how old was your son when you had this conversation with him?
9.
Shh. Damn. My son just turned 9. So you don't want to have, there's difficult conversations that you don't want to have with 9-year-old children. And one of those was that. Kizzy, what you think about that? I'm sorry, what you think?
That's sad. It's sad, but it's also good. It's good that he's aware and that he see, and that you still get to show him that regardless, you in this fight, and that it's bigger than the threats or whatever that they may try to bring your way. So it's good for him to see that, and it's good that it's aware, but it's just sad at the same time, though.
Yeah, I was talking about, you got to stand for something. At the end of the day, you have to have morals. You have to stand for something, and this is what I stand for. So if putting my life on the line is relevant, I'm willing to do that for my community, for my people. You have to be a real fighter in this world. Like they do history. That's why they killed everybody back in the day, because they wanted to send a point that if you want to change something, these are the things that will happen to you. So you have to have thick skin to be an activist. You have to have tough skin to be on these front lines in these communities fighting a good fight.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, the Tuskegee experiment. That's why people don't trust the medical field now. We understand those particular fights, and I'm just wanting to say, Donald, that I wish you Godspeed and bless you on this journey. I understand that and we see, and like the thing about it is not like it's not possible when certain presidents didn't get reelected. We saw people bust a fool at the Capitol on the Capitol Hill. Those were forget about they were peaceful riders. No, those were domestic terrorists.
We had a
go ahead and say it.
We had a teacher that was in our community that got caught up in that mess. We know the woman who led the charge of them.
Yeah.
She was a part of the program. She on the board of the Ohio school board. Like, come on now, that's what we're dealing with. So we understand right there that our school is infiltrated with racism. All the way around. So we have to change things like that. We got to get back to homeschooling. We need big minds back in our community.
Right. So what do you think about charter schools in Ward 8?
I don't like charter schools at all, to be honest with you. I think the charter school has created the gang culture, created the mess that we have going on in our communities, because now it comes to the fact that you have 6 or 7 kids that stay on the same street to go to different schools. When I came up, that wasn't the case. That's how you got to learn your neighbor. We got chased by a dog from school together. You got your first kiss walking home from school with your people. Like, that was created a community. The charter schools actually broke up the community. And that's why we're closing MLK and Collinwood because it messed the pipeline up. They never go to the food chain. So if I'm a kid and I went to charter schools, all my elementary to high school here, why would I go to Collinwood High School? I have no connection to that community because I've been going to school down the way or across town. So that's why I say, like, when councilmen back in the day opened up the floodgates to charter schools to come in the community, it messed the community up a 10-year, 15-year. That's when it messed it up. It was the best thing to do. Like, going to charter schools. But now, when all these high schools close it down, say, oh, wow, maybe that wasn't the thing to do.
Well, think about, the John Marshall. I went to Marshall in Collinwood. We had a rivalry going on in football and basketball. I was one, even though it ended up in fights, it still was a good one. John F. Kennedy, Robert Jameson. Those schools, instead of them being revamped or remodeled, I'm grateful John Marshall got remodeled, but it was sad when I heard about Collinwood closing down. It was Kennedy, things about that. So I got to give a shout out a couple of people. Troy Harris, shout out to you for looking on my Facebook Live. Donald, so again, you brought up some very good points, and I said best of luck to you and Godspeed on your journey. Is there anybody that's running for politics? Do you have any inspirational words for them before we leave out of here?
Anybody that's running?
Yeah, anybody that's young, somebody young as you, young, strong, independent, progressive, that's running, wants to run. What would the first thing you want to tell them? Inspirational words.
Follow your heart and just be a people's person. Engage the community, talk to the community. Ask the community what they want, and then run based off of what the community needs. I think that's the best thing people can do right now. And actually be from the community.
Be from the community. Shots fired. So the thing about it is, like, shout out to Donna O's being here. So I thank you very much. And if, Donald, and, we will, and donate to Donald Boyd's campaign so we can buy ads on this show so he can start running. Just an FYI. Okay. And the thing about it is, before you go, what do you think about African-American media, black media, like shows like this one?
It's needed. It's needed for all people, for all culture, so we can talk about our issues and what affect our community. It's not wrong to love black people. It's not wrong to want something for us. They got an Asian town. They got a little Italy. There's nothing wrong for having a black town. There's nothing wrong with that. And we need to accept that we can be together as one.
It's the biggest joke about, I'm going to bring this joke up before we get out of here. it's like everybody was mad about, Black History Month being in February. And somebody said, when's a White History Month? That's January, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Like, that's the 11 months out of the year. White history. And there's some white history sprinkled in February because we got Valentine's Day and President's Day. So we ain't got the whole month to ourselves.
And it really should be foreign history because all of them foreigners, all immigrants.
They show
At the end
Right.
of the day,
So, yeah. So what you going to do? Okay, Juneteenth coming up. What you going to do for Juneteenth? You got anything going on for Juneteenth?
me and my family probably going to cook a good dinner and just celebrate amongst ourselves.
Okay. That's what's up. Send me an invite. For real. I ain't go. I ain't passing out no free food. I don't care. Like, and he can cook, and he can be healthy cook too. Yeah, I ain't been like, if you cooking, I'm coming. So that's just letting you know. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you, Donald Boyd, running for Ward 8.
Yes.
Look out in your polls. When is the primaries? Are you in a primary, Donald?
Yeah, September 12th will be the primaries.
Okay, September 12th. So look out for the primary in Ward 8 on September 12th. And also look out for your congressional races. Look out for everything. Look out for your mayor races and everything else. Shout out to Kizzy Glam for coming back and sending you prayers as you take on. You go down to Alabama, correct?
Appreciate that. Yeah, heading out.
All right, so you about to head out. So you and the mister and the children will be riding. Don't have them kids push that car. Y'all better get that, put gas in the car. Them girls push that car. And the thing about it is, shout out to Sunshine Boyer in the booth with the human T-Rex. Sunshine, you want to say something before we go?
No, I'm just sending out peace, blessings, love, and light to everybody.
Ah, that's what's up.
Right.
Good night. So, human T-Rex, that's his swan song. If nobody tell you that they love you today, I do. Larry H. Gardner, the headline. And we gonna go out with some. Yeah, I know. Kingsman, the Daz Band. We got.